Hey guys, welcome to We Work for Treats. We are doing Kong Prep Sunday. Our topic is on treats. This is part two. Last week, what we did with treats is we actually constructed a treat bag. We talked about general motivation with regards to our dogs kind of being like fuel tanks. So if they're super full or maybe not feeling well, that can play a factor on whether your dog's food motivated or not. With regards to your treats and the value they really employ. That's really important to understand kind of what treats your dog is willing to work for. So now we're going to go kind of exploring how to give a treat. It's a little bit more than just taking a treat and putting it into your dog's mouth for, a job well done. There's things that we need to exploit a little bit to achieve certain kind of opposite behaviors, and sometimes when we're walking on leash, that's what we're really striving for. So I thought, what better way to kind of do that than taking this on the road. I'm trying really hard not to touch my face right now. Okay. So yeah, let's get started. So Kong Prep Sunday is a little different this time. So a big topic I like to talk about when it comes to giving treats is the magnitude of your treats. So we talked about this with regards to when we're constructing your treat bag. And this is super important to make sure, again, you have the right mojo on your body, right? You got the chicken, you got the steak, you got those awesome, yummy things. But a big thing that you can do is also have more treats that have longevity. And I love cheese because of how dogs have to kind of nibble away at it if you have it stuffed in your hand because of its softness. Other things like deli meats and hot dogs can be used like this too. And so you have the longevity of them nibbling it out of your hands. So it's like this thing just keeps paying, right? It's not a one-off treat. And I want you guys to think about that when it comes to motivation for your dog is the magnitude of your treat, not just the potency, whether it's cheese or hot dogs or steak, but also if it lasts long. Another great thing about treats is that you can use it as a distraction. So if you are trying to load a behavior around really high distractions like squirrels and other dogs and people and other food, you can use food as a distraction. It's not just necessarily giving your dog a treat for a job well done. You guys remember last week that I had the pig's ear and the big beef liver dehydrated pieces. I will use these as a distractions. I'll put them on the street to kind of, be a decoy, or I'll just throw them out of nowhere. So they're kind of like, oh, that squirrel that just came out of nowhere and your arm was just ripped off. Okay. So you can use treats as a distraction. Toys are also really great too, depending on your dog of what, is really high magnitude for them. All right. Offset conditioning. What does that even mean? So, if you guys have had a chance to take my online course of how to train a trick, I talk about counter conditioning. And offset conditioning is just like that, but we're overlapping the scary thing to the delicious, yummy thing, and over time, hoping to change the emotional response of a dog. So, offset conditioning, we can exploit this when we're out on our walks with our dog. So, if our dog is fearful of anything, say, a scary person walking a shopping cart with a mask on, right? Um, we can, the second the dog sees a scary thing, we can start unloading the treats. Gene Donaldson describes this as opening the bar and closing the bar for scary things. So dogs see scary thing, the bar opens, we feed. Maybe you're using the little knuckle trick, right? Or you have a hot dog, just a whole hot dog that the dog's nibbling at. And then, scary thing goes away, the treats go away. All right. So open bar, closed bar. This is offset conditioning, a great thing to exploit with treats. All right. Feeding for position. Okay, again, on my online course, this is a really important one that I talk about. Feeding for position is important when we are working on, say, a heel or look at me or something like that. Where we give the treat is really important because the dog's going to orient to that spot. Also, when we're training positions like sits, downs, and stands, we need to feed in position because if not, you get a popcorn dog. The dog just instantaneously does the behavior when you want the behavior to be done for a long time. And we kind of want the dog to be glued. Okay, so we feed them in that position. If they happen to pop up just as we're giving the treat, we just wait and slowly bring them back into position for the treat. Feeding for position when it comes to shaping. This is really important. What is shaping? When a dog kind of does the behavior that we want, but not quite yet, and we're going to pay for that because it's like close enough, but we're going to try to shape it into exactly what we want. Feeding for position can be exploited for this, okay? So say we want a dog to heel and all they'll do is be out in front of us and looking at us. Okay, we'll pay for that, but we'll pay for it at our hip. So the dog looks at us, we say, yes, snacks are coming, and then we lure them over to our hip. Okay, this is really important because eventually a dog will look at us and just be like, don't worry, I know where I can collect that treat over beside you. All right, again, another great way of exploiting treats to make sure we're achieving the behaviors that we really want. All right, I hope to also show you guys some really cool treat giving hacks. Sometimes it can be a lot to handle when you're out on your walks and you're holding your coffee like I usually am. Now it's time to give your dog a treat. It's not just a one-off treat. Maybe for some things it is, but there's other ways that you need to exploit treats to achieve certain kind of behaviors. I absolutely love confetti. Sometimes I'll just throw a pile of confetti if I need a management option. I see a dog coming or I see a skateboard coming, and you know what? I just don't have the means to handle the situation. So I'll just grab a handful of treats, throw them into a corner somewhere, and I'll just rapid fire confetti on top of my dog. All right. Sometimes we need to do a game called Find It. Right, where we need our dog to be moving towards a direction, and we need them to be moving fast. So we might be tossing treats and telling them to find it in certain kind of directions. And also we may be just doing a feed for position while moving. This is really important, right? So we're going to be doing a cross body feed. So we are always feeding at our pant seam when we want a dog to heel but be moving with us. And then there's just other ways as well to lure our dogs and things like that. And we might be doing some offset conditioning, right? With the handful of treats where the dog is slowly eating out of our hands, or we're doing a rapid fire, right? We're just doing one treat after another. And it's just, it's not like confetti. It's more like a find it confetti with a direction or a location that we're just rapid firing. So this is ways that we can exploit giving treats. Thanks for watching Kong Prep Sunday Treats Part 2. And hopefully you guys took a lot from this, and maybe you guys will be incorporating it into your everyday walks with your dog, and just general adventures, and just managing also your walks. It's okay if you use treats just to manage a situation. You don't have to be always, being diligent on forming behaviors. All right. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe. It means the world to me if you guys can help do that, or share with anyone you think that might benefit from this. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.